Little SIS reporting. In this segment, we'll look at all of the reporting features available to you as an administrator within this platform. Underneath the Insights menu, you have the Classwork analysis, and this is going to give you a quick view of classwork assignments and totals. You can view this by teacher, by course, and by school. So here we are viewing by teacher, and you're going to get the classwork items created by your teachers in this view. You can sort and filter by teacher or the class name. You can display created or last updated assignments, as well as decide not to show teachers that don't have any classwork items in here. And these classwork items that you do see within these date ranges, these are all weeks ranges, and then they're all just going to be color coded. They get a little bit darker the more assignments that they have. So if you go into a particular one, like let's look at this teacher and see what was going on the 5th or the 2nd of November, that week had a total of 5 classwork items. And if you click on that, you'll open up a details window where you could immediately go join the class if you like. You can see their totals of classwork items and classes, the week range, the email and teacher's name, and then the total or the assignment names, the class that these were for, the descriptions or instructions for the assignments, who gets the assignment, as well as any materials that were included. So if you clicked on the drop down here, you would see which items were included in this assignment. And if you had access to this class, you would be able to click and see the preview of this item here. Now we're changing it to view by course. And this heat map is going to show you the number of classwork items in each Google Classroom. So instead of by teacher, now we're looking at these specific courses here. These are all named by the teachers. It's not a pull from Infinite Campus in any way. You can search for course names or sections. You can search for teacher names, also by created or last updated, and you can eliminate rows with no classwork. So we'll see the course names, the teacher names, how many classwork items total, and then again, the same information is available on the right-hand side where you can click in for details. And then we switch to the by school. This is more helpful if you had multiple schools in your list, but this will give you a total school or a look at the school totals here. So if you just manage one school in Little SIS, you would see your total teachers, how many with classwork, no classwork, and total classwork items. Again, by week, you can see what's going on in your school, how many classwork items are being created each week. So again, this is going to give you all the classwork items associated with your schools that you have available to you. This is what the view would look like if you managed multiple schools or had access to multiple schools. All right, now we're going to switch over to roster analysis. The roster analysis chart is going to give you the number of students enrolled in your school's Google Classrooms. So you see I've got number of classes and number of students here. So if we go down this chart, there are some interactive features. You can filter down. Right now I have between 0 and 252 students in one class. So I could drag this slider down to eliminate the amount of classes that I see. I could also start deselecting some of these counts to add in the hidden data area. If you click on one of these items, you'll just get the total. So I can see I have 9 classes that have 26 students in them enrolled. All right, roster and teacher changes. This is going to give you the classroom roster and teacher changes that have occurred within Google Classroom. So it's basically an audit of people either being added or removed into Google Classrooms. So I have the timestamps on the left. I have the username and email address in this column. You can see whether or not they were removed or added, what right they had in that class. So the student was removed as a student, the student was added as a student into these classes, and these are the teachers of those classes. If you click on a student with a right click, you would have a couple options. One, to just filter, so you could see all the comings and goings of this particular student or teacher, and then all the related class and roster changes for that user. You soon will be able to click and go right to those classrooms as well. Or you can clear the filters that you just created. All right, teacher analysis. This is a report per teacher workload report. So each role total includes totals of class details that include the number of classes broken down by active, archived, provisioned and declined states, classes that have guardian notification feature enabled, where parents and guardians can get alerts, classes that have co-teachers, classes with very few students, total assignment count, and announcement count. So you have those items. You also have these filters. So there are a lot of columns to this report, and you can turn columns on or off from the columns menus on the right hand side of the screen. You can also sort and filter by any of the headers on the columns to identify super users or training opportunities. The report can be exported into Sheets by clicking the three dots up here in the right-hand corner of the screen and picking the Export to Google Sheets option. If the report is ever blank, there is also a refresh button you can click in here. So you click on that menu and there's a refresh button. Also, you'll get a count of classes that may require a metadata refresh. That just means there's been changes that you can refresh to get that updated information.